Uncle Mort's South Country by Peter Tinnerswood.
Carter Brandon and Uncle Mort had been on the road for 8 hours. They were on their way to the South Country to spend a fortnight's holiday. It was late afternoon. The blood-red beetle snickered happily to itself and looked down its nose at flattened roadside foxes and carcasses of discarded bedsteads. Slow rivers and fat cat hills, black and white timbered houses, fallow deer in woodpeckered parklands, horse boxes with smug, fat, swishing rumps, lean signposts, plump pastures. Uncle Mort yawned deeply and said,
I could do with a right good kip, me.
So could I. I've had enough for today. We'll look out for somewhere to stop.
Somewhere to stop?
That's right. What's to do with you?
It's the whole trouble with touring holidays. There's always the bugbear of finding somewhere to stop. It was the ruination of the Mongol hordes, Carter. It made life a sheer misery for the Visigoths. No wonder they had to go and invent Thomas Cook and Sons.
Bollocks.
I once went on a coach tour by Shara with your Auntie Edna when she was still alive. 2 solid weeks of total torture, Carter. Sheer, unadulterated, unremitting purgatory.
Where did you go?
I don't know, they didn't tell us.
You should have complained.
I did.
And what happened?
The courier confiscated me compass.
They entered a village. There were yew trees in the churchyard. There was a branch of the National Westminster Bank in a wooden hut with a tarpaulin roof. A stout man in tweeds and Wellington boots furled his golf umbrella with a sad shake of his head as he entered the betting shop. Carter Brandon pulled up the car outside a rambled hotel. It was covered in ivy and festooned with signs from motoring organisations and stickers from travel guides.
We're not stopping here, are we, Carter?
Yes. Why not?
Because it's posh. Look at it, lad. It's got 3 stars. Well, I'm not 3-star material when it comes to stopping in digs. I'm more of your skull and crossbones mounted on a dirty tea towel.
Come on, don't talk empty. We're just as good as anyone else.
Aye, that's what Lenin said. And look what happened to him. He ended up having St. Petersburg named after him, poor sod. He should have stuck to Runcorn.
The lobby of the hotel was cool. The polished wooden floor was springy. There were glass cabinets full of pewter napkin rings and Limoges china. There were glossy magazines on the seats of black oak carvers and thin-lipped brochures spread out in fans on the long, low refectory tables.
Now you behave yourself, right?
Don't worry, lad, I'll not let you down.
He clutched his cap tightly to his chest and hunched his shoulders as Carter Brandon approached the receptionist. She had blonde hair tied at the nape with a black velvet ribbon. Her jumper was severe. She wore pearls and a diamante brooch. After a while, she looked up from a bottle of nail varnish and said,
Yes?
We want a double room for the night ducks.
A double room? I'm not sleeping with you.
Why not?
Your feet stink. Now, there's no need to look like that, missus. I've been in this sort of place before. I bet you charge a supplement for having chinky rot, don't you?
Carter Brandon kicked his Uncle Mort sharply on the shin, and they completed the formalities of booking the room.
Now, what about luggage?
You're all right there, missus. We brought our own, da very much.
The receptionist looked at them through slanted, tawny eyes as they crossed the lobby. Uncle Mort with his kit bag slung over his shoulder, and Carter Brandon carrying a large, lump-lidded suitcase bound with sisal on which was written Lance Corporal Nutbrown, Koyli. He'd bought it for 50p the previous morning in the covered market. When they opened the door of their room and stepped inside, Uncle Mort gasped.
Struth! Bloody hell, Carter!
What's up?
It's got a bog in it.
So?
Well, it's unhygienic having an open bog in your bedroom. It's worse than Prince Albert sleeping in Queen Victoria's bowl.
Did he?
Well, I don't know, Carter. I'm not privy to such matters, am I? Though by the look of his current progeny, I wouldn't put anything past him.
He began to stalk suspiciously around the room. Tentatively, he placed his hands on the bed and pressed down gingerly.
Which side do you want?
Both. Hey, up! What the hell's that?
It's a trouser press. It's for putting creases in your trousers.
I see. And what about the Hoffman presser? Will he be keeping in the same bed as us?
It's not like they're dry cleaners. You have to work it yourself.
Bugger that for a tale. I'm putting my trousers under the mattress like what I always do. Provided I remember to take them off, of course.
He commenced to forage through the drawers and the wardrobes, tutting and clicking his tongue. He extracted a hairdryer from the dressing table. He held it up, shaking his head sadly.
I think they're trying to tell us something, Carter.
How do you mean?
Well, look around you, lad. There's 27 bars of unopened soap in the bogs, plus umpteen bottles of bath foam and scented shampoo. And now we've got this hair dryer. It couldn't be more plainer.
What?
They think we're mucky. They'll be coming round to delouse me and inspect us for nits before we go to bed. And, ye gods, Carter, look at this. Bah, heck. They must think the blokes what stop here are well endowed.
It's not what you think. It's a shower cap.
Oh,
It's to stop your head getting wet.
I see. And what do you use to stop your thingy getting wet?
Oh, give over.
Carter Brandon smiled and stretched himself on the bed. He ruffled through the large leather-bound folder he'd taken from the coffee table by the French windows.
They've got a babysitting service if required. When you go out, you put down this switch at the side of the bed, and they can hear everything what's going on in the room.
Don't touch it, Carter. You might forget to switch it off, and I'm not having them listening in all night while I'm having a bloody good fart.
Now then, look what we've got here. The menu. Should we decide what we're going to eat in the restaurant?
I'm not eating in no restaurant.
Why not?
Because there's no need.
Why?
Uncle Mort smiled at his nephew, tapped the side of his nose, and then suddenly hauled his kit bag off the bed, opened its strings, and emptied its contents with a clatter onto the floor.
There. Everything a travelling man could possibly require in the face of emergency and adversity.
He picked up a tin box. On its lid was advertised, Hignat's Pilot Flake, Dark Flake Cavendish. He rattled it.
In here are my First World War medals, plus a bullet taken from the skull of my closest friend, Nugent Fernley, on that fateful Tuesday morning at Vimy Ridge.
Oh dear. Was he killed?
Certainly, lad, certainly. He copped his lot under the front wheels of a trackless trolleybus in Mexborough in the July of '47.
He displayed more of the objects from his kit bag to Carter Brandon. Among them was a stirrup pump and a rusty can of flit. There was a set of false teeth, 3 used dolly blues, and a styptic pencil. And then, with a cry of triumph, he held aloft an object which glinted wicked in the watery sunlight sidling in through the French windows.
The point of a bayonet, taken from the ribs of my closest friend, Ralph Mottershead, that fateful Wednesday morning on the Somme.
Oh, aye. And did he cop his lot at Mexborough too?
No, Doncaster. And you can't get more conclusive in death than that.
He wiped the tip of the bayonet lovingly on the side of his cheek, and then with a swift and dexterous movement of his wrist, sliced through the twine binding a large yellow oilskin package which formed the principal portion of the contents of his kit bag.
There, Carter. Feast your eyes on that lot.
What is it?
The essential requirements of a man of discernment and infinite resource. 1 Primus stove, 1 can of paraffin, 14 tins of bully beef, 1 packet of dates, 1 packet of figs and 2 cartons of concentrated horseradish, 1 bottle of Yorkshire relish and 3 sachets of Gregory powder, salt, pepper, bicarbonate of soda, half a bottle of whiskey, a quarter bottle of rum, a flask of schnapps, 6 bottles of brown ale, and 15 square foot of genuine Belgian roofing felt for an outdoor bivouac and emergency underpants repairs.
What are you going to do with it?
Simple. Prepare us an evening meal.
You can't do that in an hotel bedroom.
Oh, can't I? Listen to me, lad. I served all through the First World War. I braved the charge of Uhlans and the clump and thump of mountain howitzers. I saw mates hanging limp and gutless on the sagging wires of no man's land. I fought hand to hand with the Huns, sobbing with fear and fatigue, teeth bared and fists blooded. Well, if I can survive that lot, I'm buggered if I'm going to be defeated by the massed ranks of Trust House 40.